Hello YouTube, my name is Mars. If you don't already know, I'm 15 years old, from New York, and I'm Haitian. So, the title of today's video is going to be Social Media is Ruining Your Relationships. And I'm going to be talking about how social media personally ruined my relationship with myself and with those around me. I'm going to start with how social media ruined my relationship with myself. And it goes all the way back to when I was 9 or 10 years old. I already had a pretty poor self-concept due to the environment that I grew up around. And that's not to throw any shade to my mother, to my dad, or to my brothers, or any of my family. It's more like a they didn't know any better type situation. And social media did not make it any better. By the time I was on social media, it was like a big trend to like have like a Dub Smash account and a Musical.ly account and a TikTok, like, you know, how it was a few years ago. And I wasn't a really good dancer. So I know it sounds dumb, but I craved validation so badly because I would go on Dub Smash, or I would go on Musical.ly, and I would see all of my friends were getting a bunch of likes, a bunch of comments, like attention basically on social media. And I could not get that attention because I grew up ugly. I don't want to talk bad about myself because I was a really cute little girl, but you could just tell when you're within society standards versus when you're not within society standards. And as a child, I was not within society standards. I was a late bloomer. People in my school were having huge titties by the time we were in like 6th grade, and I'm like, what? Like, it made no sense to me how they were getting attention, but I could not get attention. So that really ruined my self-confidence and ruined the way that I saw myself. It ruined the way that I saw the people. I gained a really poor outlook on relationships because of that as well, because I thought that if I didn't have the same body as what was trending at the time, I couldn't get a boyfriend, I couldn't date, I couldn't have friends, because the way that it is in schools now is kids are becoming smarter, basically. Like, I'm 15 years old, and certain things that I know, certain things that I realized, it's taking my mom decades to understand that, and I'm only 15. I don't want to say that in a bragging way. I want to say that in the most humble way possible. I just know and understand certain things because I had social media at such a young age, so I was able to pick up on other people's concepts and ideas and learn for myself. The issue is, since I was on social media at such a young age, I didn't get to define what I saw as beautiful yet. I didn't have a chance to define what I thought was right and wrong. I didn't have a chance to define anything, period. I was a kid, and the only point of views that I knew were of my family. So when you're just 9, 10 years old and you're on social media and you're like, oh, I want to learn about all of this, I want to know this, I want to know that. It's kind of like the first time that you discover porn. You start off on regular stuff, then you start getting into the weird, the freaky shit, basically. And the curiosity of a child could be very dangerous if it's not monitored to an extent. Because I started seeing certain YouTubers, certain influencers who would just talk down on women with my body type at the time. And I didn't realize that I wasn't even developed yet. I was like 10 years old, and I would get butthurt because people would call me flat. Like, you haven't gone through puberty yet. No shit, you're flat. And like a lot of other things that I didn't have that other girls on social media had. And I would see them get attention, and a woman that looked like me got absolutely no attention. And that just really fucked up me. That fucked me up badly. I became very anxious and very self-conscious. I can't pronounce that word for some reason, but you know what I mean. About the clothes that I wore, how my hair looked. That's why in the past 2 years, I've gotten so many protective stylings, and the only way that I wear my natural hair was if it was in a high puff, because that's what's trending right now. And I also became very insecure of my natural hair type. So I would just pray my hair would magically become looser. Like, I love my 4C hair, but I sometimes really wish that I had 4A hair, because that was the tightest coil that was really praised in the natural hair community on social media. So I would watch subliminals. I would I would just want my hair to be looser. And one day my mom permed my hair, and I really hated it, honestly. Like, I wanted a looser hair pattern, but I hated a perm. It doesn't make sense. And then I'm seeing on social media, people are talking about how perms are just like, oh, you're a lame if you got a perm. And they're just talking down on people with perms in general. And that made me feel so ugly, because at the time I had a perm. And just a lot of other phases that I went through in life are always getting shit on social media. If you're ignorant, you get shit on, when instead we should be helping each other to become better people. But you know how the internet is, you can't really control that. But yeah, at a very young age, I was just super insecure and just unhappy with my life because of what I was seeing on the internet. Now that I've deleted most social media platforms that require scrolling type stuff, I love myself more than I have ever loved myself in my last 15 years of living. I'm sorry if you hear like the traffic outside. And that really speaks volumes, because if I were to still have my social media account, I'm not gonna lie to you, I craved attention badly in my middle school years. I had a crush on this guy, right? And he refuses to follow me. I don't know why, and now I don't care why. But he refused to follow me. So in wanting attention from him, I made my account public and I posted a picture of my body on my story. It wasn't revealing or anything crazy like that, but it was just a picture that showed off like the curves and shit. And after that, I was like, you know what, I'm done craving attention from people, da-da-da-da. And I just, out of nowhere, deleted Instagram, deleted Twitter, deleted Yubo, deleted Twitter, TikTok, all of that. I deleted everything. And I was left with YouTube, Twitch, Discord, and another app. I forgot what it was. Now I'm down to only YouTube and Discord. And a few months ago, when I made the decision to just delete everything, that was the best decision I could have ever made in my life. It made me love myself. I learned so much about myself, because YouTube is a platform where I could learn and share ideas. So that alone, that back and forth transaction helped me to learn more about myself and to learn more about the world, period. And I spent a lot of time alone. I spent a lot of time reflecting, a lot of time journaling, a lot of time meditating, and just trying to get to the bottom of why I felt a way about certain things that were happening in my life. I validate myself. And that's what social media doesn't want you to do. Because how would all of these creators be making money if you loved yourself? If you didn't need to post every single day, every single meal you eat, every outfit you put on, every time your hair is done. If you didn't have to post for validation, every single social media app would have been down the drain by now. All of them. Because they all survive and thrive off of you hating yourself. And I'm not telling you that for you to go and be like me and be like, oh no, I gotta get rid of everything, da-da-da. No. Do it on your own time. I'm gonna stress this just as hard as I'm stressing social media isn't good for you. If you have a serious addiction to social media, like I did, I do not recommend just deleting it just like that. Ease your way out of it. I started with setting downtime, so I could only spend 4 hours or 5 hours a day on social media at a time. And for some people, they might be like, 5 hours a day, that's a lot. And it's much better than what it was before. Because before, I was on social media 24/7. So I started with 5 hours, then 3 hours, then 1 hour, then 30 minutes, until I finally made a decision to just delete it fully. Because even with the downtimes, I was still addicted. In that 30 minutes of time, I was just like, oh yeah, I gotta post as much, I gotta reply to as many people as, no. I was just sick of it at that point, and I deleted it. And now I love myself more than I've ever loved myself. And when I re-download social media, rather than it hurting me, it will be a tool. I'm gonna say that again. Rather than social media hurting me, it will be a tool. Because I learned how to love myself without having to post for validation, without having to ask my friends for validation, ask my family for validation. Okay, my phone just cut off for no reason. I took a break, and now I'm back. Now we're getting into how social media is ruining your relationships with others. I'm gonna give an example that I'm very familiar with because I don't want to speak on a topic that I'm not knowledgeable on and then sound dumb and dead. I have watched so many people in my life grow up watching Love and Hip Hop, watching CJ So Cool, or like the Ace Family, or other problematic YouTubers growing up. And as a result of that, every single relationship that they had was trash. Absolute trash. And I'm not gonna name any names for privacy reasons, but I'm watching these people in their relationships and I'm like, this is literally a copy and paste of this relationship on Love and Hip Hop. And why is that? Because when we're constantly exposing our subconscious mind to an idea of, oh, these niggas ain't shit, use them for their money, hot girl summer, and then, oh, these bitches ain't shit, all they want is money, oh, every girl is a hoe, I don't like these women, what do you think is going to happen in your relationships? That belief is going to play out into your relationships because your belief creates your reality. But that's a whole nother topic for another video. But when we're constantly watching other people's lives, watching the way that other people interact with their fans, interact with their family, interact with their kids, we start to also become a copy of them, many copies of them. I could tell when somebody follows Cardi B. I could tell when someone follows Nicki Minaj. I could tell when somebody follows Andrew Tate. I could tell when somebody follows these channels that are like just problematic, period, because they become problematic people in all of their relationships. I used to have a friend who would just come to me and would steal my energy. And by steal my energy, I mean she would complain to me, but didn't want any type of solutions. I would listen to her. I would help her out. I would tell her exactly what she needed to do in order to fix this specific thing. And she never listened. She never listened. Until months and months and months later, she finally does it. And she was like, Mars, you were right. Get the fuck out of my face. I don't want to fuck with you no more. You know why? Because you wanted to be problematic. I told you the exact steps you had to take, the exact things you had to do, how you had to plan it out, everything. I took my energy out and I put it into you, and you just stomped on it and kicked it in my face. You're wasting my energy. Do you think somebody would want to be friends with you if you just try to make everything in your life problematic? Actually, you might make a few friends off that, because that's cool nowadays. But if you want to make a real friend, if you want a real husband, a real wife, a real girlfriend, or a real boyfriend, real meaningful relationships, you're not going to get that if you're on social media soaking in everything that you see and pushing that out into relationships. I'm going to bring that back to the topic that I previously talked about on this video. If you do not love yourself, you will not know how to separate social media from reality to entertainment. Social media is a tool and entertainment to me now because I love myself. I don't need it anymore. I don't rely on it anymore. I don't rely on online friends. I don't rely on when this creator posts, when this person watches my story, when I reach 100 views on my story. I don't rely on that anymore. Therefore, social media has become mere entertainment and a tool for me. But for somebody that doesn't understand the concept of just loving themselves, they will go onto social media. They will see that a video has 1 million views, and let's say the person is kicking a homeless person in the face. They will think that in order to get attention, they have to do fuck shit. So you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna be nasty to strangers. Strangers that could possibly give them everything that they've wanted. Somebody could walk up to you, give you a business idea, give you a brand, say that they want you to model for them. And because you are nasty to them, you just block that blessing. People watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and they're trying to be funny, recording their moms and doing stupid shit to their mother, stupid shit to their family in order to get some views. You know why? Because they don't love themselves. And karma is a bitch. If you don't make that bitch beautiful, it will bite you in your ass. That's the truth of it. So, treat people with kindness and love. Treat people the way that you would treat yourself. But before you do that, you need to treat yourself with love and respect. You need to know how it feels to be treated with love and respect by yourself. Because you cannot trust that your Instagram page is going to bring you joy and happiness and love all the time. I don't trust that this YouTube channel is going to bring me joy and happiness and love all the time. But it's a nice add-on. Instagram is a nice add-on. TikTok is a nice add-on. But it's not my life. I don't rely on it anymore. I'm over that. I'm above that. You need to rise above that, because you are more than the amount of likes that you get on Instagram. You are more than this video. You are more than your story. You are more than your profiles on social media. You are so much more than that. But as long as you are forcing these stupid relationships, these nasty people just in general, into your subconscious mind, you will never grow. Okay, we got really serious there. But that is all I got for you guys today. So bye.